All right, welcome back, everybody. By now, we should have chosen who you're going to paint for your digital painting. Ideally, again, a face shoulder up. With a little bit of shoulder, though, that'll help the overall composition. And I've reopened, or have it open still, my white rectangle of my project. So I'm ready to import a photo. The icon that you're looking for is in the top of your toolbar over here, where I'm kind of... it's not scrolling because I have it, I'm sorry that I have it this way. Let me hit done to get out of there. The one that you're looking for is towards the right. It looks like two mountains with a plus sign. Unfortunately, I can't show it to you via this recording because I'm on an iPad, but I'm going to go ahead and click it now. When you do click it, it'll automatically pull up your photo album, which you should have saved your stock photos to. If I go into all photos, I can find the photo of Dr. Strange that I used for my project, and I'm going to click it. You'll notice, though, that it is really tiny, and that is because photos from the internet are typically a lot lower quality than what we're doing when we're printing really large. So I'm going to pinch and pull to make it pretty big. Now, you'll notice that it literally will not get any bigger than this. You might occur or have this occur as well. I'm going to show you a little hack after this. So just get it as big as you can right now. If it fits the thing and it looks pretty good and you don't need to do this next step, then simply just move it around to where you want it to be. Sometimes you could have it dead center like I did, or you could have it over here to the right or the left. But if yours is like mine right now and it is not completely sizing up, just get it as big as you can and then hit done in the top right. After you do that, we want to go to the move tool, and then we can just increase it further, kind of like hacking our way through this really. The move tool is in the top toolbar, and it looks like 4 arrows pointing it up, down, left, and right. So if I click that, I can literally just scale it again. So I bypass the original one. Make it huge. You want your character to be really prominent in this thing. Do not leave them like this tiny. Get them pretty large, okay? Something like this is good. They don't obviously have to take up the whole thing. It shouldn't be insane where parts of them are going off or anything like that. You do want your character in the photo. Something like this will do. Then hit done, the blue text in the top. Now, I want you to take a look at some layers, and I want to go over layer management before we get to our final step. Over on the right side of the screen are your layers. Which layer you have selected is indicated by this blue outline around it. We have an empty layer, and then we have the one with our photo on it. I want to take this empty layer, click and hold to where it kind of highlights, and then I want to swipe it above the photograph because we want to draw on top of the photo. With the photo, I'm going to do two things here real quick. One, I have it selected because of the blue outline. If I click it a second time, it brings up layer settings. The first thing I want to do is lower its opacity. This is the blue slider bar here. And as you can see, opacity is essentially transparency or how clear something is. Bring it to around 50%. Don't worry if it's a little off, if it's 43 or even 54, whatever, anywhere between 40 and 60. You want to be able to see your drawing a little bit more easier, or your outline, so lowering the opacity will help. After you do that, I want you to look for a button that says Lock Layer. It is in the bottom left here, and it looks like a padlock. If you click that, you cannot draw on this layer now, which is good. We don't want anything drawn on the photograph because the photograph gets deleted at the end result before the print. You'll see here, if you try to draw, it's going to come up with this message right here. Don't hit unlock layer. This is your little prevention from making a mistake. So hit close if you ever see that. Go back to the very, very top layer, the one that we swiped above, and this is going to be the one that we draw the outline on. So with the outline, there's a few setups to just go over and then drawing it. With setups, the tool that you're looking for over here on the left side of my screen is called the technical pen. If you look here, it's the one I've selected. It's fourth from the top. If you can't find it for any reason, you can click this top tool here and go to your library. By default, the technical pen is under the basic category, but if you can't find it there, you might have to scroll around and see, because you can move these tools around. I don't recommend doing it because I haven't moved them, so that way you can get them exactly where they are by default. So anywho, once you have the technical pen selected, go to settings. You want to make sure that the opacity is 100% and the size is 3.0, roughly. If anything looks really, really crazy, you can always hit reset and then reset, but you'll see the size by default is 2.0. So I'm just going to slide that up to 3.0. After you have that, click off so it closes it. I recommend when you do your outline, that you zoom in pretty far. Pinch and pull to zoom in with 2 fingers. So with your outline, you really only need simple things. This outline does not need to be detailed. It does not need to be filled. It's just eventually for you to be able to tell where things are. So don't worry if the lines are closed off or anything like that. You just want to get essential features, kind of like I'm doing right now. Again, like I said, some of the shoulder, or in this case, this popped collar, I can have in. Your outline should be somewhat accurate, so don't completely go off like haywire. Like this right there is not the world's best job. If I were to hit this eyeball in the stock photo, I should be able to still see my outline. So as a closing statement to this, I'm actually going to go back into my sketchbook gallery. We're going to discard all of this now. Well, mine. Do not do that for you. Obviously for you, you would want to save it. I'm going to go back to my example that I had for you, and I'm going to show you my completed outline. So let's let this thing open. And this way it'll give you a good little indicator of what yours should look like when it's all said and done. Something like this is more than enough for the outline. Take a note of the nose. I did not draw like the bridge of the nose. Unlock it. Like I didn't do that. Don't do that for noses ever. Just get the bottom part of the nose. I didn't really go heavily detailed with the eye. I did do the hairline and the collars and a little bit placement of the lip and ears. I did not outline any facial hair. That will come in coloring as well. So we are going to ravine when the outline is complete, and our next step will be doing coloring. All right, until then, take care.